Good morning.
You could say that.
I could say that it's a good morning.
Yeah. I'm tired.
You're tired?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Did Mel not get enough sleep? No, I did not.
I went to bed the same time as you. I mean, I guess, didn't get enough sleep. But it's you know.
It took me a good, 90 minutes to fall asleep.
I woke up briefly at 5:15. Because I had to pee. The cat had just eaten. He wasn't bothering me. He didn't bother me. I had to pee. I got up and peed, and I had this brief thought of what if I just went for a run right now?
That would have been the time to do it.
Yeah, I've figured that out, and I was like, no, I'll play DDR later because I want to go back to bed.
I did hear his feeder go off, and I've noticed lately because it's woken me up that he doesn't jump off the bed when that happens. So he must be waiting out here for it. So he knows the schedule.
He either knows the schedule or he's
spending his whole night out here.
Which is, I admire the dedication, but it's also just remarkably sad. Just like, when's the machine going to give me the food? Like, he can hear it.
Get him a little cat bed. That chair that everyone hates at our house with the banana seat, Chaz, he's been sleeping in that. And it's right next to the thing.
Banana chair, perfect for Kepi.
Yeah. Sagan loved it too.
Terrible for everyone else, but cats love it because they don't have butts. You got a butt, you hate it. You don't got a butt, perfect. Love it. Also, hey. Good morning. It's Thursday. I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
I'm feeling pretty good this particular instance right now. Just wanted you to know. Hi, Subby.
Oh boy! A land made of milk and honey!
That subby was from Trichianthia. It's 48 months. That's not just a subby, it's a clap subby. Congrats on the 4. Trichiantha says, happy 6 a.m. It's 2 weeks out until my ankle surgery, and I get all the paperwork I need for medical leave tomorrow. Hoping my work approves it quickly and doesn't take weeks like it has for others. I also will hope that for you.
Yeah, I hope so too.
2 weeks. Sending you good vibes.
Yep.
The early good vibes, I guess, for work approving things quickly. And then early good vibes for the ankle surgery itself. But I'm sure you'll check back in. We also got 32 months from Cock9, 57 from Hi Ryu, 2 from Night Owl Love, 41 from Wilhelm Heinlein, and a little Tiny Eddie snack from Evanderwall.
You simply can't go wrong with Tiny Eddie's Yak Mesa Pickles.
You go wrong.
What part of the yak is the pickle? Actually, don't answer that.
The pickles grow in a mesa where the yaks live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You don't even have to pickle the cucumber. They're just... The yaks put them in jars while they're on the vine and pickle them as they grow.
That's so complicated.
Can't go wrong, though.
Tiny Eddie is very committed.
They're very expensive.
Vanderbilt says, hey, Eddie and Rad. Tomorrow is a public holiday here in South Africa. Can I get a warming snack or a fun game to enjoy? For your holiday, you get to have yak pickles, and I don't know if that makes the holiday better or worse. Maybe better. Slightly better. Marginal improvement. But both, yeah, it makes it better and worse.
Having a crazy noon?
I will be.
You need Tiny Eddie's Sour Cream Frosted Tea Gummies.
Oh my god. Sour cream frosted is a phrase I've never thought about before. But I'm like, Mal would like that. Can you imagine if you had your your cereal, your Frosted Flakes, but it wasn't sugar that they were frosted with. It was sour cream. Because that doesn't sound appealing to me, but I think that you might be okay with that. Full Metal Grizz says, Mal, I feel you. I'm very tired as well. Hey, Tiny Eddie, could Mal and I get a good snack to help wake up? I guess you would wake up.
Yeah.
Sour cream frosted tea gummies. So it's a gummy, and it's created with tea, so it's got like a black tea flavor. It's just coated in a sour cream
frosting.
Yeah, like a powder or something to keep the... I don't normally put sour cream in my tea.
Or anywhere, really. Or you don't like it.
That's not true. That's not true that I don't like it.
Yeah.
If I didn't like it, I wouldn't use it at all. I do use it. It's just got very specific...
It's good on burgers. It's good with pizza rolls. It's good on tacos. Really anything that comes from a Mexican restaurant.
Burgers. I like quesadillas.
Yeah.
I like to dip a quesadilla in.
Fantastic on pierogies.
Really?
Yeah. Traditional.
Really? That's like the thing? Oh. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've ever had anything on my pierogi.
Bacon.
I also haven't had a lot of pierogies, admittedly. Like, we had that I'm sorry. We had that Polish restaurant.
I know we did.
When we lived in Myrtle Beach, and then they closed down, and that was the only place I'd ever really had pierogies, so...
It was so good.
I don't know where... There's probably... I mean, we live in Raleigh. I'm sure there's, like, a Polish restaurant
I'm sure
there
is.
We should find out. Because, like, we went to the Polish grocery store here.
Right?
They closed down, and there was no reason to live in Myrtle Beach.
It was my favorite restaurant ever.
It was a really nice place.
Pickle soup. I tried to make pickle soup, and it was just not as good.
It was pretty good.
It was not as good. I also struggled to get the right pickles.
Well, we'll try and find out if there's a Polish restaurant in Raleigh somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that could be a fun experience. We got 29 months from the Relude, 57 from Tachi Gamer, 57 from Skit Scott, 42 from KRC David, 9 months from Hawkeye Elite. Also 500 bits from Hawk says, good morning, good news on the home front. We found a house and can start moving in on the 1st. Thank you everyone for the good vibes and for the entertainment from the Raleigh family. Much love from Arizona. Wonderful. Excellent. Coffee. On the 1st. What's the 15th? Okay, so you got another 2 weeks.
Yep.
I've actually, I don't know how everyone else feels. I feel like I've very much lost time, like lost track of where we are in June.
Oh yeah.
June doesn't feel fast or slow to me, but June is it's very ambiguous. We're just kind of in June. Yeah. There's been other months where I'm like, we're halfway through this thing. But yeah. June is like, where are we in June? I don't know where are we at.
Yeah.
And apparently we're halfway.
Nick? Like...
Yeah, and Nick says, how are we halfway?
No way it's the 15th.
I guess in that respect, maybe it does feel a little fast, because I feel like we just entered the month. It was
just the 3rd. It was just the 3rd.
Yeah, it hasn't helped that so I've been busy working on some things, and I haven't managed to get the vlogs caught up at the rate that I thought I would.
Yeah.
So whenever I sit down to edit, I'm living in the 3rd and the 4th, you know. Anyway. 2 more weeks, that's not bad. We got 9 months from Ame Hari. 300 bits from Radio Dread says, give me the clown. 56 months from Airdash 3K. 300 from War Turtle says, hi grandparents. It says, I missed the art stream yesterday, but I'll be sure to see the VOD. I've been in an art mood ever since I started reading the Blue Period manga. So good.
I have not heard of that. Is it Picasso?
This Blue Period Picasso thing? Then it's probably. Yeah, for those that weren't aware, Mal did a stream yesterday, as she's been doing every week for the last little bit, but it was art.
It was art.
Mal returned to art, it's a big deal. Mal has taken a sabbatical since
January.
January?
Mid-January.
So, like, it was a return to art, and I know that was exciting for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, yeah. We'll have that out on the VOD channel soon. My computer's been occupied creating files because I was running a test. Because I did a solo stream on Tuesday.
Yes, it was Tuesday.
And the file that was spit out from that was 280 gigs. And I was like, oops. So I was trying, that's too big to archive. Like, I can't archive that. So I've been trying to, like, run some settings and stuff to transcode the file into something that looks the same, but is much smaller. Yes. So I can store it. Still have all the audio tracks, because I like to hold on to that stuff. So I got it down to 58 gigs, which is a wildly huge decrease.
We did play that last night, Mr. Game Boy.
So, yeah, we did play a little Bioshock. We're a quarter of the way through Fort Frolic.
Yeah. Just
met Cohen.
Yeah.
The artiste. Talking a lot about art today. Mm-hmm. We got 40 months from Back in Red. 300 Bits from Squid says, the best part of waking up is Fanta in your cup. This is coffee.
Uh-huh.
Me and Fanta.
I know.
On Disco Only, I talked a little bit, like barely at all, about Fanta. Just a little.
Satisfy your cotton candy tooth with Tiny Eddie's world-renowned ball slop.
Do I apologize when I just sent bits?
Those bits from Ketsueki Randy. Says, it's funny because it's birthday, but it's censored because if you write birthday, you'll get a birthday alert. so it just looks like a piece of profanity. It's my birthday today, so what game or Eddie snack should I treat myself to distract from the slow descent toward 30?
Towards 30?
If you want to forget that you're getting closer to 30, just dive into some ball slop. I promise you'll forget all about age and many other things. It's world renowned. Also, satisfy your cotton candy tooth. What's in it? Chaz, this is a family show.
I miss Chaz.
You're very funny. We got 42 months from Doodle. 100 bits from Nomi Bookworm 1984. 300 bits from Raider Dread says, what do Yak Mesa pickles taste like? I don't know if it's more yak or more pickle. Pickle's pretty strong. You got some...
It's the vinegar.
You put vinegar. It's not as strong as... It's stronger than a yak. A little more Mesa. 47 months from Silvermink 91. 300 bits from Jay Lineback says, so next week I'm going to be going to Australia to visit my sister. It'll be the first time since 2006 that I'm going on an 8-hour plus flight. And also the first time since then that I'll have to deal with winter weather. I'm kind of nervous and excited. Excuse me. I mean, that's exciting. An 8-hour flight is long.
Yeah, it is.
But the cool thing is, on the plane, you can, like, do a thing.
Uh-huh.
I should be a spokesperson for Delta. Hey, welcome to Delta. Today you're going to be on a plane for like 10 hours. And we understand that it's long, but don't worry. On the plane, you'll be able to do a thing. We'll also bring you like a food. You won't starve. Not on Delta. Not anymore.
As long as they give us first class tickets, that's fine. You can talk all you want.
Anyway, yeah, like you could...
You won't be happy, but you won't starve.
You fly, I mean, you know, I haven't flown in a bit.
Yeah.
But,
We last flew for Carly's wedding.
That's true. That wasn't quite 8 hours.
No.
We have done some long flights, though.
Yeah, we have.
You know, just like get up and move your body. Because I
just want to be able to lay down and sleep.
Yeah, but the problem with wanting to lay down and sleep on a plane is that if you're driving I-95 and you want to lay down and sleep.
China was the longest flight.
If you're driving I-95 and you're like, I want to lay down and sleep, all you got to do is pay, you know, $50, $100. You can lay down and sleep for the night. If you want to do that on a plane, it's like $1,000+.
I know.
That's the problem. The luxury of laying down on a plane is so expensive that I'm like, I'll just hold it. I'll just hold my need to lay down. I'll just wait until I get there, and then I'll lay down. Then it'll be cheaper.
It sucks so much.
I mean, it does, but like, it's just really expensive. We get 30 bits of Furious Kitty. Says, funny how everyone is tired. Been taking medication for 3 weeks to counter fatigue, but today I'm just exhausted. Good vibes to everyone. Good vibes to you too, then. We did get in bed just a tiny bit late, and that's on us.
I also didn't fall asleep for 90 minutes.
Well, one of my issues last night was that I completely forgot that today was
breakfast stream?
Thursday. I was living yesterday, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna get up in the morning, and then I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna go for a walk or run or something, and that'll be good. And okay, and then like right before bed, I was like, tomorrow's Thursday. I'm like, oh. Whoops. Never mind. It's fine. We get 11 months from JF Salmella. 1, thank you. 30 bits more turtle says, it's about a Japanese student who thinks artists are lazy, starts pursuing art school. I think it's because in the beginning he thinks Picasso isn't talented because even he can paint that. That's Blue Period. Interesting. Also, what a wild thing where you think artists are lazy, so you start going to art school. Is that like to prove that the artists are lazy?
I have not read it.
It's an interesting line of thought. Shout out to all the lazy artists. At times, it's all of us. If you can't beat them, join them. Shrug. We also get 41 months from Item Crafting Live and 30 months from The Master Sword 97. Thank you. There was an art school movie I watched in art school. Not as part of class, I don't think. I think I watched it maybe with Alex. I don't remember if it was any good. I just remember it existing. Art School Confidential? Is that it? I don't remember what it's about.
Watch it not be about art school.
Art School Confidential is a 2006 American comedy drama film starring some people.
A movie starring some people.
I don't know if it was any good. The budget was $5 million and it made 3.3. That's bad. What was the reception? Oh, wow.
Bad?
Yeah. It's apparently bad. Was received negatively, both at box office and critically. Everybody hated that film. Oh. Alright, well, don't watch it. I had that thought come back to my head. I was like, that was a thing that I saw. I vaguely remember.
You know what I've been doing lately? I've been playing Moon Remix RPG.
Really?
Yeah. It's on the Switch.
Okay.
I've been enjoying it a lot.
Have you been, like, playing it?
Uh-huh. I have been. It's like Tulip. Because it's by a lot of the same people. It came before Tulip. And, the thing is, you know, in Tulip, you have to, like, wait around for things to happen. Like, you have to sort of wait around for some things to happen. And, but, like, you have to make it home and go to bed every night after you, like, collect the hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you don't, you die. You have to redo the day.
Oh.
It's been nice. It's been fun. It's an interesting history lesson, having played and liked Tulip so much.
Neat. I actually did not know you were playing that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's a game that I always wanted to play, and I didn't.
Maybe I can lead you through that sometime.
I mean, you will.
Yeah.
At this point.
At this point, yeah.
At this point, okay.
It's really interesting. I know Toby Fox was really inspired by it when he made Undertale. I know he's kind of the reason it got translated.
Really? Mm-hmm. And what connection does it have to Undertale?
I don't know. I've never played Undertale.
Okay.
But it's really interesting. There's not really a whole lot of information in the game that's telling you what to do. So, like, I did the first day and died, and then I did the second day and died. Like, I did the first day, died, had to redo it because I died. And then I did the second day, and I was like, ooh, I got this. And then I died, and I had to redo the second day.
Interesting. The moon is Ness. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, Satsy says, you're not the hero. You just see all the carnage the hero does.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What's the game called? Moon. Moon RPG.
Yeah, it,
The game does not hold your hand in its mechanics and what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, Moon is one of the games that it was a Japanese-only release. It had been fan-translated years ago.
Mm-hmm. It was a
PS1
game?
I think it was like, it never got fully fan-translated or something. Like, it wasn't even, like, fully complete.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it got a translation, and the translation is on... I think the translation is on the physical Japanese cart. But then, as of just not that long ago, it got an English... Like, it got into the e-store, but then it also got an English physical release, too. Yeah. That's the story.
Yeah.
I own the Japanese version of the game, but I didn't know that it...
We do?
Yeah. It's literally on the shelf.
Oh.
It's sealed
Yeah.
because you have it on the eShop.
I thought we had a physical copy, and I was looking through the Switch games, and I didn't see it. I didn't realize it was the premium version.
Yeah, well, in Japan, that was the only way to get... I think that was the only way to get a physical version.
Onion Games, yep.
It's from Onion Games.
Well, it's Love to Lick, originally.
But
and
that came out, and I got that because I was like, that's a physical English version of Moon, and I'm gonna get that. But now that there is an
English version,
like an actual like NTSC. Well, I guess it's NTSC, but NTSC North America version. My plan is to get that, and then probably sell that or something because I don't need that.
Yeah.
I just want a way to be able to play the game in English and have it on a cart in case I want to play it.
It's Love Delic.
LOV hyphen DE hyphen
LIC.
LIC. Love Delic.
And they made this and another game, and then Punchline produced it, and Punchline did Tulip, and like it's a lot of the same people, and they just kept like changing companies.
Yeah.
And then they did Rule of Rose, and some of those same people did Little King Story, and then that sort of became Onion Games, and Onion Games did Dandy Dungeons and Blackbird.
Yes.
And then they're working on another RPG, Kimura is.
Yeah. Which is exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's really exciting. Not sure when that'll be done, and not sure how commercially successful that'll be.
I'm looking forward to it.
But I'm excited about that prospect. Anyway, yeah, we have that. But again, once we can figure out where the other English version is, like, I would get that.
Butlers all agree, nothing beats Tiny Eddie's double navy tan pineapple and salad Hypocrustcircle.
Oh, that was bits from Mind Crafting Live. When Tiny Eddie, the movie, hits theaters, what's the special snack that will be on the menu to celebrate the film? Butlers all agree. It's a fancy movie. Double navy tan pineapple and salad. Hypocrustcircle. I mean, if you break it down,
no.
It's a pizza.
Uh-huh.
And it's got pineapple and salad.
Uh-huh. A pineapple salad.
And I don't know what double navy tan is. That's very hard to parse.
Navy and tan beans.
Pineapple salad and bean pizza. That's not the worst
and
thing you can eat.
You get two servings because it's double.
Yes. The fact that it's Hypocrustcircle. So hypo means down, right? So like there's
not necessarily.
Well,
isn't it like
hyper and hypo? Isn't that how it works? If it's hypo, then that would mean like down or low.
Okay.
Yeah, so exactly what, yeah, so okay. I'm right. So it's I don't know, you could interpret that as it's just a really sad pizza, which it already is. It has salad, pineapple, and navy beans on it. Or maybe that it's like not well put together.
Yeah.
Just kind of slopped.
You must sit on the floor to eat it.
Oh, that's a wild... I want to go to a pizza shop and they're like, do you want a hyper pizza or a hypo pizza? And you're like, what?
You climb a ladder or sit on the floor.
What are the tables for? Those are for people that get the calzones.
We went to an Indian restaurant once where they had like low tables and pillows and you sat on the floor and it was great. It was so cozy.
Where?
Stevens Point.
Oh.
With my Mystery Science Theater friend.
Oh, have I been to that?
You went. That was when you met him. You didn't meet him otherwise.
I have no recollection of that.
Okay.
I believe that it happened, but I do not recall that it happened. Let's have another little treat.
A treat the whole family can enjoy. Tiny Eddie's wide licorice cookies.
Seems normal.
They're very wide cookies.
At what point does it go from being like a wide cookie to like a stick? Like if you take a cookie and you start to stretch
it's a ratio.
Then, at some point you're like, well, that's a bar,
It's bigger than a bar because it's wide.
Oh. Bits of Incarnardo says, I've missed all the not breakfast streams this last week, so Tiny Eddie, I need a snack for when I watch all the VODs, as I have clearly missed a lot this week. Wide licorice cookies. I'm not big on licorice, but I'd try them.
Red vines.
You like the red vines. They're going on the shopping. If Mallory says the words red vines, then they get added to the shopping list.
Red vines.
We don't have any real food on our shopping list right now.
What do we have? baby spinach, wasabi peas, brown square, kosher salt, sugar, ground beef, vitamins, red vines, K-cups, and Blenheim.
We have ground beef on there. Okay.
Well, I was thinking about making Korean beef bowl. That was what I was thinking about making yesterday if I ended up cooking.
Yeah, Mal didn't have faith that I would get the tabletop set up in time.
I needed spinach and ground beef. That was all I needed to make that.
And she was like, am I doing art or am I doing cooking? And I was like, you're doing art. I got you.
I'll make your dinner, Haley says. You're making dinner tonight?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Haley. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for volunteering that. Can't wait. Furious Kitty gifted subs to Chryselium, Mr. Deathkills, and Mr. Zip19. Appreciate it. And 42 months from Night Out 20. Thanks.
Just Mal. Okay.
Oh shoot, what was it? Oh, so I did set up tabletop yesterday. That's good, right? For 2 reasons. For one, Mal got to do art stream.
Correct.
I loved that. Number 2, tabletop is set up. And I don't have like a timetable of like, well, now tabletop streams are officially back in full force. But we have the ability now.
Yes.
It took me way longer to do than I thought it would.
Yes.
Like, I had all the stuff in the room, but it needed to be moved around, it needed to be wired, and then I had to get Mal's layout onto that computer.
Yes. We had to hang curtains.
Yeah.
There's like the arch, that goes into the dining room where the tabletop is. And Stephen had put up some command hooks. And there were command hooks in the corners from the last tenants. And the ones we put up fell down immediately.
Yeah.
But those ones are still there. So the curtain is like kind of just hanging from those. I kind of like it. So like that room can get some air normally. So like if we like close it when we stream and then open it back up.
Okay.
Anyway, that was the thought I had.
Yeah, I put I hung curtains with the command hooks, and I had them all up, and then the countdown on the time for the timer on the stream was like 2 minutes, and then they just started going bing, 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 and just falling off, and then the entire thing fell apart right before we went live, and I was like,
well,
cool. So today I meant to do it last night, but I didn't get a chance. So today I'm going to put nails there, so it will actually stay up. And the purpose of that is it should help with audio, because like right now the room is very reverby, and that's going to help a lot. There needs to be more done, but that's a good first step, is to have the curtains there. So yeah. And then we'll do other things.
We will do other things.
I'm not sure exactly what we'll do. Haley has experience making audio panels, where you take like a wooden frame and you like stuff it with towels or shirts or whatever, and then cover it in like canvas. You have 2 sound dampening panels. Okay, well, yeah, maybe. Like Putting a few of those in there would be good. Like, you can also get, like, the foam, but then you have to mount the foam all over the wall, and it's not as aesthetically pleasing. It also doesn't work as well as, like, the acoustic panels.
Well, they make pretty foam now. And it comes in, like, multi-different colors, and you can, like, make a pattern. And...
Yeah, well, so you can get the foam off of Amazon for cheap, but to get things that are, like, quality, it is expensive.
Yeah.
So
they even make them like with like art on them.
Interesting. Yeah,
Josh has the hexagons.
Yeah. Oh, Josh has the ones from Elgato.
Yeah.
Elgato makes them too.
There's other companies that make them.
Yeah, and like if it depends what you're after,
Yeah.
but I would really love to kill the reverb in that room completely. If I could do that, that would be great, because right now that room, in my opinion, does not sound very good. Just like the last house. Last house didn't sound good. This one will sound better.
Yeah.
I just have to give it a little bit of attention. So, yeah, I might. If Haley, if you're not using the panels, then I might at least like throw them in there and see what kind of difference it makes. 300 bits from Satsy, it says, so for a while now we've been in a heat wave in the UK. It sucks. Apparently it won't cool down until around Tuesday. I'm living off soda because it's too hot to make coffee. Apparently it's hotter than where my mummy lives. Oof. What heat is going through the UK? We've actually been the opposite. I mean, it's been like hot here because it's hot here, but like it's been cooler than
Carly's actually been over there. And all her photos, she's wearing shorts and a tank top, so it must be warm.
Yeah,
26C? 28C.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, the 80s, which is hot for the UK.
Yeah.
Like, we have the 80s, but, like, that's what the temperature is here. Exactly. And that's what makes the big difference. Mm-hmm. So, it's starting to get hot here. Like, it had been in the 70s, but now it's getting the high this entire week is mid to high 80s. The high today is actually 89, so we haven't eclipsed 90 degrees Fahrenheit yet, but we're getting there. So, you know, July's gonna be hot.
Yeah. I've had to wait till the house puts the garden into shade before I've been going out.
And you said Carly was over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carly. Yeah, Carly's in. Is she in Ireland right now?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, Carly's in Ireland currently. It was really cool because she was sending. So this is her honeymoon.
Yeah, this is their Kyle's there too. It's their honeymoon.
Yeah, Carly and Kyle are taking their honeymoon now, and she's currently in Ireland, and it was really interesting because she's revisiting.
Yeah, she went. The other day she went back to where she went to school.
Yeah. So she was sending Mal pictures, and it was all stuff that, you know, she hasn't seen in a decade.
10 years. Mm-hmm.
That's when we were there too, right? Yeah. So we were there also at the same time. So
10 years ago, April.
I even saw photos that I recalled. I was like, oh,
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So that was kind of neat.
So she's showing Kyle all of the where she had gone and.
Yeah. And then they're off to some other things.
I know they're going
too.
To Prague.
They're going to.
Or did they go? I don't remember the order.
They're going to Czech Republic and they're going to Germany. Yeah. I don't know what order or anything, but
for all I know, she hasn't posted a whole lot, so it could have been the other way.
Well, that's good. Then she's enjoying herself.
What does Kyle do? He's in technology, front end, something.
In fairness, we have lots of friends that are just in technology. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes when people tell me their jobs, I'm just like, so you do the computer?
Brandon says close enough, I guess.
You do the computer? Yeah. Okay. What does Chaz do? He does the computer. The computer, I don't know. Like when Brandon's telling me about his job, I'm like, the computer?
I understand what Brandon does.
The computer? The computer. I do computer. Chaz does computer. I got so many friends, they do the computer. Alex, the computer. I don't know what. You know, people are like, tell me what Alex, the computer. People would ask me what I do. I'm like, play like a game. Jeff does computer the most. That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Jeff does the computer in the big way. We're in entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. It depends who we're talking to.
Yeah.
But that's the best vague answer. It's just
we're accountants.
We would make such terrible accountants. It'd be so bad. I'd be like, I don't know, 7? I don't know. Probably, maybe like a 7. It's fine. Like a 7. It's probably 7. Oh, man.
I have said those exact words, Brandon.
Maximize Streak says, hey, bro, just commenting. Do you still experience vertigo? I saw your video from 4 years ago. I'm struggling at the moment. Just want it to go away. Would appreciate your help. If you're having vertigo bad, like if you're having like a serious, like the world is spinning, you will almost certainly have to go to an ENT.
Yeah.
You just won't. You don't really have a choice. Because depending on why you're experiencing vertigo, they may need to like solve it for you.
Yes.
And like I know that answer kind of sucks, but like if it's like a bad spin, like especially if it's like your first time experiencing vertigo, you're probably gonna have to go to an ENT. Because for me, I got my crystals knocked loose, which sounds fake but is real. So
and that's not always the case for vertigo. So you really need to know if that's the case.
Yeah.
Haley says Stephen had positional vertigo.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can have different types of vertigo.
Yeah.
Because I know someone mentioned the Epley maneuver, and like the Epley maneuver could solve your problem, but
you need to know if it's that or not.
Yeah, depending on what kind of vertigo you have, would be dependent on how to fix it. But the thing that sucks is that depending on what kind of vertigo you have, like it may not go away until you go see someone. And which I know is not something you want to hear, but you may not be able to wait it out. Like you may have to like go see a professional and see what the cause is. For me, I thankfully don't get it anywhere near as bad as I did when I first experienced it. But at this point, if I have any, I can do. It's like the Epley maneuver, but there's a video, I don't remember what it's called now, but there's one where you can do it yourself. It involves like crawling on the floor and turning your head certain way. It's the Epley maneuver, but it's like self-administered. It's very hard to explain. Anyway, yeah, if it's your first rodeo with it, I would try and go to an ENT because they'll be able to diagnose exactly what's going on. But good luck with that because it does suck, especially the first time. Man, I just remember like standing up and being like, "What? And what's going on?" And the entire world was like, and I was like, "We have a problem." That was bad. We got 5 months from Barbara Frog. Barbara Frog, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, like Haley says, vertigo can have a ton of causes and very different treatments.
Like sometimes if my sinuses get really, really stuffed up, that'll mess with my vertigo.
You have to charge yourself a copay to do the Epley maneuver on yourself. Yes. Yes, I do. When I do the Epley maneuver on myself, the insurance company's like,
pay up.
Pay up. We know you're at home doing the Epley maneuver. It's going to be $30. It's fine. We live in a society. 300 bits from Furious Kitty says, a friend of mine suffered from vertigo for a long time, went to the ENT, didn't help. Turns out she needed glasses. No vertigo since. That's wild. Interesting. Well, ENT is probably a good first stop. I would say that it,
Because it could be sinuses. It could be like the tubes.
Yeah. Maximize Streak says, thank you. However, when you mean they knocked out your crystals, do you mean you had surgery? No, sorry. Let me better explain that. So, again, this will sound fake. In your ears, there are crystals.
There's
loops.
Loops.
I know that sounds like some like Gwyneth Paltrow nonsense. There's crystals in your ear, and they can get knocked loose.
They're inside the loops, inside the ear. No, not the eustachian tubes. It's the other ones.
So what happens is, if something happens to these, and like there's a lot of different ways to experience vertigo. This is the way that I experienced it. The way that I experienced it was that I knocked my crystals loose. I had been on the floor, and I like turned my head or something, and I knocked my head on the floor or something, and then when I stood up, the world was spinning, and I had knocked the crystals loose in one of my ears or whatever. So when I say that, how they fix this is they do this thing called the Epley maneuver. There's no surgery involved. It's just, I went into the office, and they basically, a professional moves your head in such a way to put the crystals back into the correct spot. Again, this does not sound real. I swear to God it's real. This is what it's called. So someone actually like...
It's the vestibular apparatus.
Like
it's not the cochlea. There's like 3 loops that go up.
So like I laid on a table, and the doctor grabbed my head and like rolled my head in certain ways in order to get the crystals to go back in. And Matt was in there, and that's a good way of putting it, like a marble in a maze. It's kind of like that. So Matt was in there and watched them do this. Yeah. And like, I was like, it's very hard. Like, it's hard to explain all of this, because there's a part where she's like, you know, don't let your eyes roll back in your head. You kept
closing your eyes, and she needed to look at your eyes, because the way the eyes move dictate which loop it is and which way they're going.
It's like wild. I don't know how we figured all this crap out. Anyway, but yeah, there's like a thing. It was very disorienting. Like, being on that table and having all that done was like, you know, it was weird. It was super weird. But yeah, science, man. I know this all sounds like pseudoscience, but it actually is how the body works. And the best thing that we could do was put the marble back in the maze. So that's also true. Haley says, I would not recommend doing the Epley maneuver on yourself out of the blue if you haven't been told, because you can make your vertigo even worse. But yeah, for anyone who's experiencing vertigo, especially if it's the first time, go to an ENT. Depending on what your problem is, they may do the Epley maneuver on you, but that is not surgery. That is literally someone is going to roll your head around, which is kind of good, because that means it's a lot cheaper than surgery. And then you may come back for like follow-up visits or something. So yeah, hopefully that helps. 300 from Wartro says, it's like those games where you get the ball in the mini maze. Yes, it's exactly it. Also, those are super fun. Everyone's grandparents had one of the
big square boxes.
The big square boxes that tilted.
Well, I was thinking of the Breath of the Wild game.
Yeah, and that's like a more modern version of that. So, yeah. God, the labyrinth. They're called labyrinths. Mm-hmm. And my dad's dad had one, and I was just like fascinated by it. I've never owned one, but also.
Oh wait, it was I did it on Kirby last.
Oh yeah, on Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder. I'm really curious how far back in history that goes. Like, how early on did we invent
flatboard with ball on it?
Yeah, because that seems like it's got to be a very, very old toy. Yeah. Like, very old. And I'm just, like, super curious what the history of the Labyrinth toy is. I don't know. I don't have to find out, but it's got to be an old one. Kirby Tilt and Tumble is a real thing again. I should try. Didn't they put that on NSO?
They just did.
Like, so I'm assuming that it supports the tilt.
It must.
Right?
How would you play it?
Like, I saw that they added it to NSO, and it has gyro. That's amazing. That's so cool. That is so cool. I saw that like on Twitter or something, and I passed it by. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like I'm scrolling, and then all of a sudden my brain like lit up, and I was like, wait a minute. It must support gyro controllers. So that's great. That's very, very cool. That's actually one of the most compelling please leave my crystals alone. Please. Also, you'll tilt them out of it. You'll literally just take my head and shake it.
No.
Actually, so that is one of the things about vertigo is that I now have deep fears about experiencing that again, and I am very, very careful with my noggin. So, like, whenever I see people, like, headbanging, I'm like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Couldn't pay me to do that. That's very scary. Also, if you have to do anything where my head is, like, upside down, don't like that. Nope. No thanks. Don't want to go back to that reality. That reality was a bad reality. Yeah, I can never have a headbanging session with Jack.
You should probably avoid roller coasters, like Somber Noir says.
That's easy for me, because I don't like roller coasters. So, it's such a shame I can't do our traditional shake your head like a can of spray paint greeting. I don't like roller coasters because I don't like the falling feeling. Never enjoyed that. So it's very easy to just not get on a roller coaster.
See, I like that.
Most people seem to really like that. Mm-hmm. That seems to be maybe even the appeal of the coaster is that you're going to get a sense of going. But like, I actually don't like that.
See, I know I'm going to be okay, so I can pretend I'm flying for a second, and that's the best part.
Okay.
Like the ones that have just like the perfect, like, yeah.
I like rides. I just don't like the falling feeling. Mm-hmm. And so many rides employ the falling feeling, and I'm like, that's the thing I don't like. I don't like it when my stomach goes. I don't like that. So instead, I like the scrambler, where you're on a thing and it's just like, like I like that. That's no fall. In this house, no fall. Just like that's fine. But I don't want the falling thing. I probably also have a limit on height in terms of how comfortable I would be.
Yeah.
Because like I'll get on swings. And a lot of people hate swings. I'll get on swings, but like I've seen those swings in some like parks.
Oh, they go way up
where
high.
They go like too high. I'm like, whoa. Why are we trying to like test God here? Like, let's just cool it on the swings. We don't need swings that are that tall. That's pointless. It takes the ride up there is longer than the ride while you're up there. Like, why are we doing that? That's just too much. Don't go that tall. That's a long ways.
One of my favorite rides that they had at Six Flags Great America, there were two I really liked. Like, you know the boat?
Pirate ship.
Yeah, they had one that was a spaceship, and it went all the way around, so they really strapped you in because they would go straight upside down.
Yeah.
That one was great. Then they also had one where it was like a circle room, and you would file into the circle room, and you would stand up against the wall.
And it spun.
And the floor
fast.
dropped out.
Yeah.
And then, like, they would start to slow it, and you would slide down and back to the floor.
Yeah.
But we learned that you couldn't wear sandals. They wouldn't let you on the ride. So whenever we went to Six Flags, we would make sure, be like, we gotta ride that ride. It's the best ride. So we'd be like, gotta wear tennis shoes.
We had one of those in the pavilion in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah?
So that was my first experience riding something like that. Was like I was with a group of friends, and it was my first time at the pavilion, and I didn't even know what to expect. They're like, oh, well, we gotta go on to this. So then I'm just standing up against the wall, and I was like, what? Where's the ride? And they're like, just hold on. And then, yeah, you spin. Of course, I think that sandals were allowed because it's Myrtle Beach and everyone's wearing sandals, so they're going to do no one on the ride. Yeah. See, I'll ride that because, again, no down. It's not a hypo ride.
It's a hyper ride.
Well, it's a neither ride, I guess, because you're not going up or down. Yeah, I don't I just don't want to go down. Everything else actually is fine. I've been on pirate ships. I don't know that I would want to do an upside down pirate ship, because that's a little like, eh. Did I ever tell you about the time? It was that same trip.
Right.
It was that same trip. So the pavilion had a very famous wooden roller coaster called the Hurricane.
Good morning, Massey. It's been a long time.
Good morning. So the pavilion had a very famous wooden roller coaster called the Hurricane. Yeah. And I was at the pavilion. I was riding stuff with my friends. I was, how old was I? I was probably 14, maybe 14, 15. And we decided we were going to ride the Hurricane. And I was near the back of the Hurricane train. And we had enough people there. We had a pretty big group that we were like kind of all throughout the train. And one of my friends was at the front of the train, and I was near the back. So we go up the lift, and then we come down. And as we're starting the lift, he was wearing a hat, and his hat flies off, and I caught it. Mm-hmm. So like I saw it like happening. His hat flies off, and I reach up and I grab it, and he didn't know I had it. So then we get off of the ride, and he's like, I've lost my hat. And I was like, it was like the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah, Haley, Jesus Christ.
You peaked then.
Both of you, are you serious?
Listen, we all know Haley is the coolest friend.
I know, but it doesn't mean I have to be the least cool. I gotta be like somewhere maybe in the middle. It's like Halo Infinite. As long as I'm not last, just try not to be last.
Yes, that's how things work. As long as you're not last.
We were your first friends ever.
Nick says, listen, someone has to be the least cool.
Listen. I played Halo Infinite on Tuesday afternoon. I haven't played Halo in forever. I was like, sure, let's play the new Halo game. And that instantly became my goal. Was like, well, as long as I'm not last. So like in a match of 8, I would come in 7th, and I was like, yes! Got him! Perfect! It's so hard.
It'd just take you a few weeks, you'd be back to normal.
It's so hard. I did okay. So the first match I did all right. Mm-hmm. It seems like it got worse after that. There's like new guns. I don't know what they do, and like
it's so hard. The kids,
and like you can't just go get like a sniper rifle now. It's a drop, and then the announcer's like, incoming special drop, and then it shows you that it's gonna be there in like 30 seconds, and then you gotta go get it. But then if you're lucky enough to get it, then you gotta remember how to do it. Anyway, 300 bits of Satsy says, I don't go to theme parks because someone inevitably gets lost, ditches me when I go. I'd spend more time stressed trying to find people than actually enjoying the park. Now nobody gets to enjoy me jumping queues because of disability perks. I mean, I'm sorry about that. It sounds like you've went with maybe some crummy people in the past. I mean, when I go to a theme park, I don't like to ride a lot of rides, so I end up being
the holder of things.
Oh, yeah. One was your uncle? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I end up being the holder, and just a little cheers to all my fellow holders in chat. Because some of you are like me. You're like, I don't like the rides, but I'm going to go hang out with my friends, and I'm gonna hold their stuff at the exit.
Eat a funnel cake and a turkey leg.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I don't mind going to the theme park, because it does mean I'm going to get a turkey leg, and I'm going to get a funnel cake. And I'll play some of the Midway games. Totally cool with that.
Brandon, are you holder friend too?
Yeah, being a holder friend is valid.
Yeah.
It's valuable.
Uh-huh.
People
and
are like
appreciated.
It's very appreciated. Sometimes underappreciated. But still appreciated. Support your holders.
Brandon also doesn't want to fall.
Yeah, I don't like it. You know what? I don't even like it in the car.
When the car goes up? and down.
Sometimes you're in the car and you hit like a...
There's an intersection in Myrtle Beach that's
right?
real bad. You always are like, yeah, though.
Well, that's because it's this long. This long. Any longer is too much. That's the maximum amount.
Yeah.
I would be fine if roller coasters for... I would be fine on a roller coaster for children. Because it's just... that's fine. Hold me closer, Tiny Eddie. We got 17 months from Cambiguous. Private Brother for Christ gifts a sub to Masayanella. And Furious Kitty gifts a sub to Spud Big. Thank you all. How about turbulences when on an airplane?
Oh, I hate that.
I don't mind... It's basically the SpongeBob roller coaster. I don't mind the turbulence itself, but the sudden drops.
Yeah.
Mal knows, I've been sitting next to her on an airplane, and I have my hands... I'm gripping the thing, because I hate the fall, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And it tickles you sometimes in places I don't want to be tickled. Because, like, sometimes it feels like your stomach's falling. Sometimes you get a little tickle in some, like, parts that I don't want to be tickled. And that's really like that's like a plane problem. I feel like I get that's like a plane tickle. So.
Bye, Haley.
It's the bad tickle. Agreed. Roll those tickling beans. Put those beans on a pizza with pineapple and salad.
On a crust circle.
On a Hypocrustcircle.
There's only been one time I've gotten, like, nauseous on a plane, and I get motion sick pretty easy.
Yeah.
I had a prop plane, which they don't really fly anymore.
Yeah.
And I was in the row that didn't have a window, because that's right where the props were. And I couldn't see out, and it was such a turbulent ride. It was from Charlotte to Myrtle Beach, which is, like, 10 minutes on a jet. Yeah. And it took, like, 40, and I was just like, oh my god, this is the worst. And that was the last time I flew a prop plane, because they phased them out.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably still routes in the U.S. that have prop planes.
I'm sure.
But they don't have them now for...
anything we normally take.
Anything we would take, yeah. We got 15 months from Summer Namar. Thank you.
Santi says, I need to sort out my passport. Me too.
Yeah. Mine's renewed.
Yeah, you renewed yours recently-ish. Mine's older. I gotta take a photo.
If only we knew someone with a camera.
Yeah.
If only, like, there was someone in your life.
Yeah, I need you to do that. I need that, and I know Dan needs to do that, and Brandon needs to do that, so.
If only there was someone who had a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone that does, unfortunately, so maybe I hope you do.
Kepler? Okay. Where'd Kippy? I think he's in the sunroom.
I have a bag in my office. The bag has cameras in it.
Plural?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to, like, finish organizing my office. I kind of had to do a rushed version of that on Tuesday to make sure I was ready to stream. And, the ZS100 and the LX10, which were old vlog cameras, but are still, you know, usable, like 1-inch sensor stills cameras, are in a bag. I'm like, oh. Anyway, to be if you need like a quick like stills camera, that's probably a reasonable choice. I mean, I haven't used that camera in a long time. There's probably some limitations, but seems like a good camera. 17 months from Star Wars Truckee. Thank you. Bring back the flip. We did, though. We did do it for whatever, was it the 10-year anniversary? Or
yeah, we did.
It was some sort of anniversary of the vlog. We shot the vlog on the flip, and that was fun. I did enjoy that. Okay, so let's talk about things that are happening. There will be some VODs coming out.
Yes.
Because I know that not everyone got a chance to see all the streams. Mal did an art stream. We'll be releasing that soon. The first 20s that we did are going to start coming out onto Stephen Plays if they haven't already. I think the first one's today. So props to Dan for getting those done, especially considering that I gave him large file.
Yes.
And
you gave him large file.
I gave him large file, and he gave me a very big sigh, which was reasonable. It was completely reasonable that he did that.
Yeah, I sighed too.
Well,
you fixed it.
Yeah, I mean, for the future, I like I said, I turned it was like 280 gigs. I turned a 280 gig file into a 58 gig file. And like, that's good. That's really good. The trick was to use H.265, which I don't ever use. And I'm realizing now that, like, why? Why don't I? Modern computers can do, you know, high efficient, high efficiency video codec. Like, why not do it? Just use it. YouTube supports it. Your phone shoots it natively. Like, just do that.
Ah, H.265.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so
there will be VODs.
So there's first 20 coming out. There's the VOD from your stream. I probably won't put the first 20 VOD out until the first 20s are out on Stephen Plays, so that'll probably be another week or so. And then tomorrow night is Tears of the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom.
And that's it. I don't have anything else to announce. We will. I'll probably get a vlog out today. I didn't get any vlogs out yesterday because the only thing I did was spend the entire day in the dining room. I can't believe it took me all day to do that, but it did. So that was fun.
Put up a few nails, and you're mostly done in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll be back to work on normal stuff today. But you know what's so great though? I set up my stream stuff on Tuesday, and now that's like done. Mm-hmm. I don't have to like do that again. I set up the stream stuff in the room there yesterday, and now that's done.
And the studio today.
I don't have to do that. I'm not doing the studio. I have to work.
We have to wait on a drop cloth anyway.
I gotta get back to working. Yeah. I've been focused on, but like these things are like one-time things, yeah. And it is very exciting to have them done because the hope has always been like, oh, we're gonna do a stream button, and we're so close to that. So like, I feel very confident telling you that next week, like, of course you'll get a Malmeg stream somewhere in the house doing something, but like, I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna do another stream too. So like, I'm excited about that, like, because I have it set up. Very excited. What will it be? I don't know. Will it be more first 20s? It could. Could it be something else completely? It might. I don't know. I just know I'm gonna go live at some point next week and play some games. Maybe a game. Maybe one game.
Maybe one.
I don't know.
Or two.
I'm just like super excited about that. Just for conceptually. We get 300 bits from Satsy. It says, also my kitchen is livable. I have uncovered the rice cooker and the slow cooker. I got drawers and a coffee table to make a new countertop, and this has been so helpful. Now for the heat wave to end so I can use it. Crossing my fingers that folks in the UK get a break from the heat. And I wouldn't mind a break from the heat also, but I guess we probably won't get it now.
We don't get one though. No.
Yeah.
Our break from the heat is being inside.
That's fine. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being here today. We will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm so excited.